this is the best value that you could spend your money on, you know, 350 bucks, 400 bucks to have that kind of a motorsport feel. All right, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode. If you guys haven't been to our channel before, my name is Robert. Today we're going to be installing the new Madtrace JQ Werks magnetic shift paddles. Before we talk about how great these shift paddles feel and basically all the benefits that you get from it, we're going to go over how to install them. So stay tuned. Excuse the background noise from Dylan trying his first ever spring install on his new Project M55. All right, so back to the install. The first thing we're gonna need to do is unbolt the ground cable for the battery. So you'll need a 10mm socket for that. And then the next step will be to undo the airbag. So there's a wide variety of tools you could use for this. If you guys don't have any tools like this at home, we recommend using a flathead screwdriver. Basically anything that has kind of like a broad-sided end, because as I'll explain more when we get to the airbag part, you'll be pushing on a spring clip. So you need that to get the airbag out. You need a T20 to get the OEM bolt that holds the shift paddle module to the steering wheel. There's only 2 of those bolts that we'll need to take out. And then on the install part of the Madtrace JQ Werks paddles, we're gonna be using a 2.5mm Allen to install those back onto the steering wheel. All right, so first things first, we're gonna disconnect the battery. Real quick guys, back to the video in a second. In case you guys weren't aware, we are doing the $1,000 cash giveaway from now until July 1st. Each video is gonna have 3 to 6 answers in each video. It's kind of like a Jeopardy thing. And all you have to do is click the link in the description below. The more answers you submit, the more chances you get at winning the raffle for the $1,000 cash prize. So please spread the word, click the link. Yeah, back to the video. But let me get my golf bag out. Shout out Team TaylorMade. So real quick, we get a lot of questions about people asking about the room when you install one of our cages. As you can see, I can keep my golf bag back here. But anyway, back to the install. Do not loosen this nut all the way off. It'll just make life a little bit harder for you, dropping the end that holds it down. So secure that where it's not touching any other metal, just to be safe. And now we don't have to worry about any potential of the airbag going off when we start messing with it. So now grab either your flathead screwdriver or your blunt-ended tool. So on the G82s or G80s, or now G87 M2s, there's actually an indentation from the factory where it shows you that you'll need to pierce through the interior part, the finishing of the steering wheel. So as you can see here, that indention's already been pushed in because we are actually upgrading from the original JQ Werks magnetic paddles that were non-adjustable. We're putting the adjustable ones in, the newly updated version for this install. So what you want to do is kind of go into it at a 45-degree angle, kind of keeping it at the same plane of the angle of the steering wheel face. Feel around, and you'll find a channel that the tool should go into, and then using the tip of it, you'll find the spring clip, and it's going to take a little bit of force, but keep fiddling around and you'll be able to push on it. And it also helps if you push in on the airbag with your other hand at the same time. Feel the spring clip push in, and then it should release, like so. And then you do the same thing on the other side. The indentation marks should be symmetrical or mirrored. Again, keeping that 45-degree angle, matching the face of the steering wheel. Find the channel, feel this clip. Now, the harder part on this is once you've got one side popped out, you're gonna have to push the side that you're trying to get out, but also hold the other side that's already popped out. There you go. All right, so now that you've got the airbag popped out, don't just yank it all the way out because there are wires attached to it. If you just pull it back, you can use your finger, undo the wire clip in the middle, and then you'll have your airbag out. Put that aside, and then grab your T20. So when you open this up, it's gonna look like a mess, but let's start on this right side for the upshift. You'll see these blue connectors here. You're gonna wanna pry those out of their slot. Be careful not to pull from the wire. And move this clip over and just pull it out from the blue plastic, not the wire, and finagle it out. And the day. What's your trick? What's your trick to undo this with your hands?
Watch it hard as fuck.
Oh my god, no, for real.
Yeah, really.
We're gonna edit that, okay? And it's just gonna come out. Ready? And then it just comes out. Look at that. Now do the same thing on the other side. There's this white clip. Pull it out of its slot. Anthony, what the Oh, there you go.
Extra strength.
All right, so now that you've got the wires unplugged, you'll be able to see the T20 bolts. And again, if you have an extension or a T20 that's long like this one, it helps a lot because it is kind of in there. So, with the other hand, hold the module from the paddle or the actual module so that it doesn't damage the OEM module threads of the plastic. Now, once you've got this screw out, do not lose it and thread the module's wiring out from the hole. Do not put tension on the wiring. And then what I like to do is I always like to just put it back in, since JQ Werks really thought of every detail and they provided their own screws for their modules. So we'll put that aside and then we'll move on to the other side, do the same thing. All right. So before we put these in, I thought I'd talk about a little bit of why these are so cool. So obviously these are magnetic, so this function and this feel of the click is never gonna wear out. It's gonna take a long, long time for that to go away. You guys might have seen in the last few months or so, JQ Werks has been all over the place because they're so popular and these shift paddles feel so good. This is the updated adjustable version. So a lot of people have been saying that it might be too close to like the signal stock or the wiper stock, or it's too far for them. You know, everyone's got a different size hands and a different way of driving or holding the steering wheel. So JQ Werks came up with an adjustable style, and you can see that they've got it preset. Let me see if it's matching on the other side. Yeah, so that's ready to go. Let's see. All right, so make sure you don't lose these 2.5 mil screws, and let's put these in. Oh, I almost forgot, guys. So the cool thing about JQ Werks is that obviously they're carbon panels, right? But they also offer the aluminum billet version. But with any package that you buy, at least the standard one, you get the choice of the longer OEM kind of shape paddle, or they offer a smaller paddle version that look like these. I'm gonna go with the OEM shape because on track, you know, sometimes, and it's a bad habit for people who know how to drive on track, I move my hand placement. That's just the way I drive sometimes. So when I'm doing that, it's nicer for me to have a bigger paddle to find where I need to shift. But if you're the kind of guy who wants the smaller ones, it's very easy to change these out. These are another small Allen head, and yeah, your choice. So again, make sure you're not putting any tension on any wires. Slip it in through its slot. Now this part can get a little bit precarious because if you don't seat the module exactly correctly or the hole's not exactly lined up, you can thread that mounting.
God damn, motherfucker.
So what I like to do is I like to put the screw on the tool and then finagle it in there. And always do this part by hand. Do not use the wrench to start the bolt. So I always just use the tool itself, and that's why having this extension helps a lot. So it does take a good amount of turns to actually get it to seat properly, but do not over tighten that bolt. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then reconnect the new wiring and tuck that back into that plastic slot that holds it in place. Now if you don't get the wiring back in place, as you can see, everything's very tight in here, so you're gonna end up having horn issues, or when you put the airbag in, it's not gonna seat properly. Sweet. Feels so crisp. All right, now all that's left is reconnect wires. All right, so now, as excited as you are to feel these and want to drive it, do not put in your airbag all the way yet. So let me clarify, you do want to plug it in. All right, plug the airbag back in, all the way in, till it clips nice and secure, but do not push it all the way in yet. We're gonna go reconnect the battery first and make sure that the paddles are working. Ooh. Perfect, both sides are working. Now, turn the car back off. Or if you don't mind, you don't have to undo the battery again, but the horn will go off. So now press on both sides and make sure the airbag is put in nice and secure. All right, let's go see what these are like on the road. So they don't just make them for BMW. Obviously, we put this into our G82 M4. Obviously, they make it for the F series, F80, F82 M4, and the E90, E92 M3, and a lot of other BMWs with paddle shifting, but also for Porsche, GT cars, Audi, Mercedes, and how could I forget, for Supras too. All right, guys, so as we put around and get this thing warmed up, apologies for the parking sensors. We put the GT4 canards on the car, so we got to get these sensors coded to take care of that warning. But anyway, these paddles are $359 for the standard non-adjustable version, and they're $409 on sale right now for the adjustable version. Which I bring this up because, you know, for people who want a KMP steering wheel, you guys might have seen that. They are badass, you know, and they have all the buttons, and it's a very much a race car, full race car steering wheel that's fully functional. But yeah, if that's too hardcore for you and you still want all the OEM look and OEM feel of the steering wheel with all the buttons and everything like that, this is the best value that you could spend your money on. You know, $350, $400 to have that kind of a motorsport feel to the car. Like, listen to this, like it's so crisp and it's so distinct. It just adds to the overall driving experience. You know, I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching this loves to mod their cars just like we do, and I can't think of any other mod within that price range of $350, $400 that will give you this much enjoyment over and over again every single day that you drive the car. So again, these are the best value mod, I would say, that have come out in a long time. And it's super easy to install. You can install these at home. You don't have to have your car down or go take it to a shop for a couple hours and wait around. You can literally get these in the mail, shipped to you direct, open them up and have them installed in your car in less than 30 minutes with like 4 tools. Let's go drive around some more and show you guys what this feels like. If you happen to be in the LA area, we have a car, Anthony's car, with the standard version. We're more than happy to let you try them out. I don't know if he'll let you actually drive his car, but he'll let you feel the paddles. And then obviously my car, the G82, has the adjustable version. So come on by, we're in La Habra, if you're debating whether you want to feel the adjustable version or not. But yeah, I mean, the adjustable, again, like I said earlier in the video, I had the standard non-adjustable version on before, and these come from JQ Werks already positioned, and it feels pretty much almost the same as the standard version, where I'm okay with that. It's a little bit closer on the stock, so I might try just to see what it would feel like to adjust them in. But at the same time, comparing these to the OEM paddles, the OEM paddles almost feel like it was a forgotten thought for the engineers. Obviously, the factory puts in a lot of detailed thought into how the horn sounds, what the chimes sound when you do something, the feeling of, you know, all the things you touch. So they obviously designed them to be a subtle feeling and almost dead feeling. Obviously for us, we're modifying our cars. We want it to feel more aggressive. This is exactly what the magnetic shift paddles accomplish. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna go drive around in manual mode all the time now.